So what's going on guys, Chris here, and it's time for another one of those Battlefield 1 weapon guides. In this one, I'm going to be taking a good look at the Gewehr 98, which is a bolt-action rifle and can be used whilst playing as a scout. The Mauser Gewehr 98, which is often referred to as the M98, is a popular German weapon, which became one of the most successful sporting and military firearms ever created, with over 5 million units produced. It became the standard German infantry rifle from 1898, running right the way through World War I, and all the way up to 1935. Though because of the sheer quantity of Gewehr 98s around at the time, some also saw action in World War II, down to their availability. Though most of these models were modified and converted to a higher spec. The Gewehr 98 rifle was an accurate, powerful weapon which excelled at long range, though proved to be a bit of a cruddy gun for any close quarter combat, down to the length of its barrel. It had a hard time in the trenches, battling against opponents there, which often put the wielder at a huge disadvantage for aimed fire, thus making those bayonets a very valuable addition. Despite this though, the rifle was still a really bloody good gun for its time. So good in fact, that the US-made M1903 Springfield rifle was designed afterwards almost identically, which resulted in Mauser actually suing the US government over patent infringements. Other than being in the hands of German soldiers, the M98 also saw military use by the Ottoman Empire in World War I and nationalist Spain during the Spanish Civil War, though nowadays it's been adapted for hunting and is often used for sporting purposes instead of combat. Anyway, being an obvious pick for a World War I weapon, the Gewehr 98 has made its way into Battlefield 1's chaotic playground, including 3 different versions, the Sniper, Marksman and Infantry variants, which I'm going to compare after I've gone over those main weapon stats. As far as damage goes, the M98 is going to deal its minimum damage value of 80 up to 60 meters. From here, the damage is going to increase up to 100 at 80 meters away, which is the start of the rifle's sweet spot as far as range is concerned. Between 80 and 125 meters, you'll deal that maximum damage value of 100, though it will drop off beyond this back down to 80 at 165 meters and so on. Basically putting it, if you land a body shot on someone between the ranges of 80 and 125 meters, they're going to hit the floor right after that bullet connects for a one-shot kill. Otherwise, it'll probably take 2 bullets unless you land a shot on an already weakened enemy with lower than 80% health, or unless you put one right in the noggin, which is going to mess them up pretty badly. The M98's maximum damage sweet spot is a bit further out than the SMLE's and the Russian 1895, though it's a tad nearer than the M1903's. It's also got one of the biggest maximum damage ranges with 45 meters of one-shot kill potential, which is pretty damn useful for ensuring your target is going to lie within that optimal killing zone. And this also means that the M98 will probably do a bit better at slightly further distances than a lot of the other scout rifles. It's also got the highest muzzle velocity too, blasting each one of those bullets out at a rapid 880 meters per second, so you shouldn't have to lead targets very much at all, unless they're scurrying around at really long distances. Although the Gewehr may be pretty good at sniping its victims across the map, it does suffer a bit from one of the lowest rates of fire of just 50 RPM. It's not miles slower than a few of the others, but it could be enough to let an injured target slip away behind cover, or give another sniper a small opportunity to take you out whilst readying up that next bullet. Recoil is pretty standard, with an upwards jolt of 2 and a horizontal movement of 1, just like most of the others. Though being a bolt-action rifle, this doesn't really matter. It's also going to hold 5 bullets per reload with those stripper clips. Kind of the same as most of the others too, though it does generally seem to have a slightly quicker reload animation, which is going to allow you to get back into the fight faster with less time faffing around changing those clips over. Now with all the main stats out of the way, let's go over those different variants, starting with the Marksman. This one gives you access to a telescopic sight along with a palm rest for longer stability when holding your breath to line up those shots. Those optics are going to help you out at medium to longer ranges. You can't zoom in quite as much as you can with the Sniper variant, being a lower magnification scope, but it's still good for doing what it needs to do, and being able to hold your breath for longer to keep the gun steady is going to give you a bit more time to ensure that bullet is going to go where it should. But if you intend to use the Gewehr to take on those enemies far away more effectively, then the Sniper variant is probably the one for you. It's got the best long range scope, which can zoom in up to 10 times magnification, giving you a much clearer picture of your targets in the distance, which makes it a great anti-sniper weapon, being much easier to line up those headshots on other scouts at long ranges. Not only does the Sniper variant have a stronger scope, but it's also got a bipod, which will make it easier to hit your opponents whenever you use it, cancelling out that need to hold your breath and steady the gun whilst you aim. If you plan on staying put and using the gun to overlook an area from a hilltop or window ledge, then the sniper variant will be a good choice to pick. Though if you want to scrap all of those optics and attachments and strip the gun bare, then you can do just that with the infantry version, which uses the M98's iron sights instead. Though doing that might seem like a dumb idea for a weapon designed for long range encounters, taking away those accessories actually improves some of the gun's stats, allowing it to regain accuracy 50% quicker after every shot. This will allow you to get back on target in a shorter amount of time to finish off a weakened enemy, and it should generally help you feel more mobile, making the infantry variant much more effective at closer to medium ranges. So all in all, the Gewehr 98 is a powerful rifle capable of killing in one shot at longer distances between 80 and 125 meters away, though it'll probably take 2 bullets otherwise. It's got a fairly sizable one-hit kill zone, which is further away than quite a lot of the other rifle's zones, and with the fastest bullet velocity of the lot, this makes the Gewehr 98 a truly dangerous gun against anyone in open sightlines far away. Although it might be lethal at distance, it's not quite as effective as some of the other scout rifles at closer to medium ranges, and it does have one of the slowest fire rates, which might prevent you from getting that second bullet out in time, leaving you slightly more vulnerable in between shots. Though being able to reload a little bit quicker is going to give you more of a chance of staying in the fight. Anyway, that's all I've got to say this time, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Give me a like to show your support if you did, and subscribe to check out my other Battlefield guides and plenty more too. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in that next one.